Unmatched is a fast-paced game of tactical combat between unlikely opponents. Pick your favorite hero, choose a map, and choose your hero's unique deck and abilities to win the day. In battle, there are no equals. And today, we're going to unbox Unmatched Little Red Riding Hood versus Beowulf. If you've seen any of my other Unmatched videos, you know how much I absolutely adore this game. I think it is phenomenal, and I think all of you should get it. But this is the next one in the line that I just picked up. It is the latest one out, and I am excited to get these guys out of the box. I've heard this one has some different mechanics as far as like map, and so we're gonna check that out, and I'm excited to see what's in here, and hopefully you are too. So please remember that 2021 I am donating all proceeds to NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness. If you want to pick up any of my merchandise at my shop, in the link in the description, anything that I get from that will be donated, so it would be much appreciated if you could get yourself a shirt or a sticker or a coffee mug, and we could get some money over to NAMI. Also, if you were to purchase my box throne shelves through the link, get yourself a discount, and any proceeds that come back that way will also be donated. So thank you very much. So let's flip to the overhead and see what's in the box. Love Unmatched. Love, love, love Unmatched. You guys probably get sick of hearing me say how much I love Unmatched, but I do. Several sets out. The only set I don't have is Buffy. That is just not a show that I ever watched, so I just didn't get the set because it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me not knowing anything about it. But in battle, there are no equals, as I said earlier. Little Red. I love these. I just love the simplistic art on this. It looks like an old fight card to an extent. The other ones look a little bit different than this one, but got a pretty decent book here as far as size-wise, but there's not a whole lot to it. It's a pretty simple game as far as how to play. The only thing, some of these books have different setups for different characters. Like in the Jurassic Park set, there are tokens for Muldoon, so it tells you how to set up those tokens. Same with Cobble and Fog. There's some stuff for Invisible Man, and there's some different tunnels and things that you have in other maps that you don't have. So this one, I believe, has something similar to that, which we will hopefully discover as we dig deeper into this. So we're not going to go through everything as we do usually, but let's see if I can find, special rules for this set. Here we go. Little Red's Basket is important, and Beowulf's Rage. Looks like we also have doors, which are very cool. So something a little bit different for the set. We got our dials. So Little Red and the Huntsman. So her sidekick would be the Huntsman. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this one. So Beowulf, man, he's got a lot of health. 17 health. Yikes. That's a lot of health. And Wiglaf? Wiglaf, is that what that is? I'm never gonna get that right. Wiglaf plus inside, Beowulf's Rage tokens. Here's our door tokens, and it shows you here where to set these up. So that is very cool. We've never had doors before, so I'm excited to see what these doors are about. So let's check out our board. Most of the boards are double-sided. The Jurassic Park set was not double-sided. Hopefully, and this one is double-sided. This is the same, I think, though. Yeah, so let's look at this and talk about this for a second. So this one, if you see, here's what a normal board looks like. So let's start here. So you've got your, not that you'll be able to notice, but there's a number 1 there for the first player and a number 2 here. The 3 and 4 player boards obviously have a 3 or 4. So this zone, this wood-looking orange zone, is anywhere within range of a ranged character. So if I'm here and someone else is here, they're in my range if I'm a ranged character. If I'm a melee character, I have to be adjacent, connected by a black line. So these are all the same zone. So this map just has these dots, and although it's very pleasing to see and you can notice it quickly, also this pattern is different underneath. So like this blue is different than this blue underneath. So you can see these, hopefully you can see these dots. This is like a wavy pattern. So if you're colorblind, maybe that would help, I hope. But this side is a new design, and it's the same. But what you can see is you can actually see the artwork on the board, which is what people were wanting to see. But see how this is a half orange, 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 half orange, half orange, half orange. So this is exactly the same as this. It's just so you can see the art. So this board is a single board technically, like the Jurassic Park set, but it has two different options visually, but only one board. So that's interesting, slightly disappointing because I like getting two boards, but this board is very much different in the way that we have these doors. So as these doors go here, that's cool. So door, door, door. Very interesting. So somebody starts inside and somebody starts outside. All right, let's get off of the map and bring the box back in and get to the good stuff. We have our sidekicks. That's the huntsman. Hopefully that focuses there on the huntsman. And the huntsman would go there with little red. Oops. And this is guy's name I can't pronounce. Wiglaf. Wiglaf goes there. Doors. Interesting. Huh. I love these inserts. They do such a good job on these inserts. So these are our center tokens for our dials. Toss those off. In the sets, I know I've talked about in previous videos, it is a little deceiving because you'd think, oh, Little Red's deck, Little Red's sidekick, but it actually is divided like this. So Little Red's deck, Little Red is off to this side, Beowulf is off to this side. So let's look at our deck here for a second and see. So down here, again, these are set up just about perfect. So here's his rage tokens, and they go in here, then the dial, the small dial, then the big dial, and those will all set flush underneath here. You have a finger hole to get these cards out. Let's see. I like that they also put a little line to be able to get these cards open without cutting them on accident. Alright, the art on these are great. So I'm in a constant struggle where I like to sleeve them to this color of this base. But when I do, it covers up this cool art. So the last few sets I haven't sleeved at all because I'm so conflicted with what to do. You always get your character card, so it tells you that Beowulf here is a melee character. Gosh, I'm not holding stuff well. He has 17 starting health. His movement is 2, and actually not his movement, both of their movements are 2. So Wiglaf would move 2, Beowulf would move 2, or up to 2. Beowulf starts with 1 rage. When Beowulf is dealt damage, he gains 1 rage. Beowulf has a maximum of 3 rage. Wiglaf is also a melee character and starts with 9 health. So no range here for this side. And then this just tells you basically everything you need to know. On your turn, you must take 2 actions. You can do the same thing twice, or you can do 2 different things, or whatever. And then at the end of your turn, discard down to 7 cards if you have more than 7. Down to 7. Huh. Thought that was 6 before, but maybe not. All right, so let's look through some of these, especially just because we get to see the art, which is very cool. Let me show you how a card is set up. So you have the character that can use the card. You have what the card is. This one is a dual card, so this is an attack or defense card. It can be used as either. You have your card title. You have your boost value. You have what the card does. This was during combat, so if you play this during combat, or this happens during combat when played. And then this tells you whose deck it is and how many are in the deck. So there's 3 of this type of card in this deck, as we can see, 1, 2, 3. So this is an attack or defense card. This is a scheme card. This is an attack only card. And this is a defense only card. And this one can only be used by Beowulf, which on a scheme means they have to be in the game, because a scheme, they don't really do much with your character, at least haven't in the past, but if he's dead and out of the game, you cannot use it. So on your movement, the boost value, let's say that I'm going to move my 2, but I need to move more. I can discard this card, and that would give me a 5 movement, because this 3 boost plus this 2 gives me 5 movement. I can move both my characters up to 5. So that's what a boost does. Boost also does other things for other characters like King Arthur. I believe Medusa has a boost card as well. So just read the cards, do what it says. Immediately means it happens immediately. After combat means after combat. During combat means during combat. If you tie, if they both say immediately, defense always goes first. So there's a quick rule rundown on an unboxing video. But that's pretty much what you need to know to play the game. Let's take a look at Little Red's deck here. So Little Red, we have a melee. She starts with 14. Her and the Huntsman both have a 2 movement. Huntsman is ranged, and he starts with 9. So the Huntsman can attack within those same colors, or also, I didn't say, a ranged combat can attack melee as well. So if somebody is directly adjacent with a connected line. Little Red's ability, resolve an effect on a card you play if the symbol next to the effect matches the item in your basket. At the start of the game, place Little Red's basket in your discard pile. So there's Little Red's basket. It starts in your discard pile. It does not count as a card. And that symbol counts as any one symbol. That symbol is right there. So I'm not sure how she works exactly. So that starts in your discard. Resolve any effect on a card you play if the symbol next to the effect matches the item in your basket. Does not count as a card. So that counts as any symbol. So that is there. Well, that's half the sword. That is there. You know what? Let's figure this out, because that is a little different. I've not done anything with this basket yet. So, all right, the top card of Little Red's discard pile is called her basket. There we go. It contains whichever symbol is in the banner of the top card: a knife, a pelt, or wolfsbane. When you play any card with an effect that uses the basket item, the effect only resolves if that item is in her basket. Other effects on the card resolve as normal. Well, that is very interesting. Little Red's basket and what's that in my basket cards have a wild symbol showing all 3 symbols. If one of these cards are in her basket, you may have any one of the 3 items in her basket, but not all 3. Okay. So this just means that it's wild. Once this one is played, that would be used because that was there, which means you may play this card as a defense card. And now in her basket is the Wolfsbane. So if I were to play this again, we would not get that ability because the Wolfsbane is in her basket. We would have to play something like this one, which does match up with Wolfsbane. So that one would play because that one was in her basket. Now we have knives, so when we play this one, that plays. So very interesting mechanic that nobody else has anything, no other character has anything like this. I wonder if there's cards that let you move Little Red's basket back up. What was the other card it said? Because it was a special card. What's that in my basket? It says it's wild. So let's find that one. What's that in my basket? See what it does. These are Huntsman cards. Oh yeah, there's any cards as well. So either character can use an any card. What's that in my basket? There we go. Counts as any symbol. And there are 4 of those. That's pretty devastating. So you got 4 of these and this for wilds. And that's an either. That's very cool. Oh, those schemes are neat. Place Little Red in any space, gain an action, deal 2 damage to each opposing fighter. Whew. Man, Little Red is brutal. Brutal. Alright, I can already tell I'm going to enjoy this set a lot. So let's throw these back in here. Again, down here you got your dials, spaces. And let's get to the good stuff. This is our mini of Beowulf. These minis are great looking. If you do not paint, they come out of the box just like this. They look good. The sculpts are great. The shading adds a ton to it. It is so cool. If you do paint, prime over it. I paint every one of these. I love painting them. You can see all of my paint jobs on Instagram, hashtag Stork Paints Games. All one word, obviously. So Little Red is crouched down. It's going to be really hard to see on the top camera, but there we go. She's got her basket. Go over here to the front. Hopefully you guys can see that. There you go. That's it. That's everything inside the box of Unmatched Little Red Riding Hood versus Beowulf. What a cool concept. I just love these games. What great ideas. Obviously, Beowulf would, the easy one would be Grendel. Beowulf and Grendel. But no, we got Beowulf versus Little Red. Little Red is allied with the Huntsman, which, you know, that didn't start out as an ally. What, bro? My light died, so we'll see if it's noticeable or not. But that is it. Please consider donating to NAMI. Follow me on all the stuff like always, and I really appreciate you guys watching. See you next time, and come play a game with me. Bye-bye.